Here's the main thing that I wanted to make sure people knew about today. So a couple years ago when I started working with you, I got to attend a trip in Napa to meet our partners, meet our leaders, work really closely with them. Extraordinary event, but I didn't actually know your story. And it's one of the most inspiring things I think I've ever heard just from a human standpoint. So I just got to make sure that the entire world gets to hear the story of Mike Fawaz because it is so incredible. And that's what I wanted to make sure they finally got to hear today. So that's the goal. I'm really pumped to dive into it. Yeah. So,
look,
you're a special guest here, man.
I think we have half an hour, so we don't have enough time to talk about the entire story. But as you were speaking, I wrote down this. I don't know if you can see it because of light, but I wrote down one-way ticket. And when I think about my journey and my life journey, and by the way, you never know, I might write a book one day. It might be called One-Way Ticket. But when I think about my life journey, I think about this I don't know why it keeps coming up, the one-way ticket. I moved here on March 3rd, 1998. I used the one-way ticket out of Africa to move to this incredible country, to be able to provide myself and my family and everyone around me a better life, more opportunity, and it's, I've been blessed. When I think about the journey, I think about the words that come to mind is blessed, humbled by the entire experience, grateful more than I can ever express, thankful to God first and to everyone else that played a role in my life, whether negative or positive. These are all experiences that I had to go through, and I can never forget about that. I moved here, I was very young. My experience prior to this country was between trying to grow up and trying to deal with war and trying to deal with a couple of civil wars and seeing dead bodies on the street and going through all that. And then I moved here and that no longer existed, what I was used to. And I had to learn how to become a man, how to become an adult. And like every adult, you go through a lot in life and you learn, and every moment and every step you take is just a lesson. And I thank God every single day for all the lessons I've learned and all the things that I've been through. And again, like I said, the word thankful is and blessed is it's everything to me. I don't know. Like I don't want to go through like, okay, I grew up in Africa, the war and all that. I don't want to do any of that. I just want to talk about like the experience. How about the one-way ticket?
Yes.
After moving out?
Yes.
Just moving to this country, seeing snow for the first time in Michigan, and just being able to do things that normally someone like me would never be able to experience or do, and it's just this humbling experience, man. It's been crazy.
Yeah.
It's just a journey.
I remember when you were talking about seeing snow for the first time and you just not even believing it was real. I will never forget that, and I laughed at the time, but you know, we forget how grateful and how lucky we are to be able to get to do what we do every day.
Yeah, we are.
And you live that every second. You come in with positivity and passion and making that happen. You know, when I hear you speak, you talk so much about passion and so much about gratitude. And I know a lot of it does come from real life experiences, but it's deeper than that. I feel like your passion comes from somewhere deep within. But where would you say a lot of your passion comes from? What are you passionate about? Where does that drive start?
Yeah, I'll tell you. Listen, man. At least for me, my passion is people. I've been through a lot in my life. This is a journey. It's a long journey. My family's been through this journey with me, and I believe I'm at a point in my life, at least the last 5, 6, 7 years, where I'm able to give back, and I want to give back to people. You don't ever, and you know this, and hopefully folks that are listening to this know I don't measure things by numbers. Great, clearly numbers matter, and at the end of the day, you got to get numbers. But my measurement is on relationships, is on being real with people, and making sure you have an impact on people. I always say, like, as a leader or as a human being, when you interact with people, always remember that you're not interacting with that one person, and remember that the impact that you're having isn't just on that one person. It's an impact on everyone else around that one person, because whatever you do is positive or negative, that's going to affect his family, it's going to affect the people he knows. So think about it, like you have your call, your cause is way larger than one interaction. It's communities, it's human beings, it's mothers and fathers and daughters and wives and sisters and brothers and girlfriends. It's all these people, human beings, that are involved in this interaction that you call life. Because to me, life is just this one big interaction that we're all dealing with in it. But at the end of the day, within this interaction, you're touching all these lives. And what are you doing? Are you leaving positive impacts? Are you leaving? Are you not helping? Because we have an option in life. You either help or don't help, and this is all based on what you want to do. So for me, at least, for someone that came on a one-way ticket, it's time to give back, and it's a humbling experience to give back. So for me, the passion comes behind helping people, impacting people's lives, making sure that the people that we have around us are taken care of, making sure that our partners understand that it's more than just an interaction alone. It's about how do we build this relationship together. So to me, it's just about people, human beings. Listen, we all have choices in life. You can live your life worried about the titles and the money and all the things that matters, or you can just dedicate your life to serve others for a greater meaning. And to me, I want to serve the world. Like, I genuinely want to serve the world. I want to serve the Arab community, the community that I'm part of. I want to serve the African community where I was born. I want to serve minorities. I want to serve my partners. I want to serve the community that I work with every day. I want to be able to give as much as I can without ever hesitating that I don't have time. Why do I need to do this? I never think about this stuff.
Yeah.
It's the human beings.
Money and numbers don't lead, they follow. And what you give more than anyone is your time. You're always available. You always make it work. You always make it happen. You always have that passion and that excitement about what's coming next or getting to talk to someone new. It's everything you do is exciting and motivating and inspiring. It's nonstop. But when I think about someone that's a true master in the mortgage industry, in the financial sector, you always come to mind. What are you most excited about right now in the mortgage industry, and what gets you pumped to keep working?
Yeah, good question. Look, listen, we all know the market is where it's at, right? But when I think about, like, because look, at the end of the day, again, in this transaction that we call life, you're gonna have your ups and downs moments. You're gonna have great moments, and I believe if we have mortgage folks on this show watching, we've had incredible moments. 2019 was great. Was not bad at all. 2020 was incredible. 2021 was great. So we've had great moments in life from the mortgage side. Yes, we have a down market, but what excites me is what's next. What's going to happen next? And when I think about your impact, I think about, like, are we building for what's next, or are we sitting here worried about what's happening, and are we going to be able to make this? Is this going to work or not? Or are we thinking about the future? I believe we've ran very hard for the last 3 years. It is great time for us to build, take a step back a little bit, build, work on our skills, work on the things that matter. So when this thing turns, because I promise you, it will turn. Okay? There's no doubts about that. When it turns, you'll be ready. So to me, I'm very excited about that moment when it turns. I'm very excited about what happens next. Who's ready? Who is prepared? Who's gonna be there for the broker community, our partners, for the clients, for the Americans that are looking for a mortgage, that are looking for a house to purchase, their dream home. Who's gonna be ready for that moment? that excites me the most.
Yeah. Building, right? Preparing, getting
Absolutely.
ready, right? Those are the people that inherit the earth. And
Yeah.
when you think about building, you talk about innovating. You're one of the most creative guys I know. You're always thinking about new brands, new ideas, new things. So when I hear building, I hear innovating, what inspires you to keep innovating? What inspires you to keep building?
Can I change that question a little bit? Just 'cause
Absolutely.
I think
You're
it's
the
a good
boss.
question, but I'd like to change it.
Yeah.
And maybe it's just me gonna go on a rant of giving them advice.
I'm ready.
Look, we all have this creative side, and we all want to do all these incredible things. And I'll speak for myself. So I lead the sales team. I work with partners every day. And I would say that I like to be innovative in this market, in this space. I want to come up with things. I want to do all these incredible things. But I do have an advice for others and for myself. And I do believe we're trying to live these isms and really take our advice to heart and do it. Is instead of sitting out there, because you're like 30,000 feet from above, sitting out there trying to innovate, why not switch innovating to listening? And why not really sit with the experts and listen to them and understand what are their needs and hear about all these incredible innovating things that they want to do? Because I promise you, for me at least, when I sit with brokers across the country and I hear about all the incredible things that they're looking to do, that's where it's all at. Like, yeah, I'm involved in mortgages, but I the last time I sold a mortgage was 12 years ago, 10 years ago, 8 years ago, 9 years. Like, I'm not out there selling mortgages, but what I'm doing is I'm trying to provide a service for my partners. But my partners are out there selling mortgages every day, and I'm telling you, I am always amazed by some of the things they come up with. I had an incredible conversation yesterday with one of our partners, Anthony Sherman. We were talking about leads and stuff, and I will not put it out there what he's thinking, but in my mind, when he shared his thought process of how to approach some of these leads and what he's doing, I literally had goosebumps. I'm like, this is incredible. This is innovation at its best. So instead of just and it's important to be creative, but sometimes take a step back, speak to the experts, listen to them, and genuinely listen. I always say there's a difference between listening to respond and listening to understand. Mm-hmm. We as human beings, it's because it's the easiest way for us to interact is I listen to respond. I'm listening and I'm already thinking, all right, I already have your answer. Whatever you're saying, it's not going to matter. I have the answer. All right, great question, Matt, here it is. But instead, really focus on listening to understand and take it in. And then you'll be amazed by the amount of innovation, amount of creativity that our partners and people in general, listen to your family members, listen to people around you, and really, really, really hone in onto that skill of listening versus you trying to always take the time and be creative.
Right.
It's just
I know it's beautiful. One of my favorite quotes from Dan Gilbert, and we're surrounded by him in here. The best ideas come from the people you work with.
Yeah.
And when
you're in the trenches,
yeah,
you're doing it every single day. Yes. So yes, you don't want my ideas. You want the folks that are doing things every day.
Exactly.
You want their ideas.
Yeah. I completely agree, and the easiest way to sum that up. Now we're talking about innovation, building, growing. When we talk about where you want to be in 6 months, what do you want to build to in 6 months, personally and professionally? Because this is about you today. So I want to know in the next 6 months, where does Fawaz want to be?
So we'll start professionally. Look, we all have goals and we all have dreams and we all have things that we want to accomplish. But for me to sit on this podcast and sit here and tell you about all the things I want this title and I want to do this and I want to make this much, I think that would be stupid, really. Professionally, my goal is to just continue to impact the people around me. Professionally, my goal is to continue to serve the human beings that I interact with every single day. That's my goal. I don't care about titles. I promise you, I could care less about titles. I could care less about all this stuff. All that stuff is great, and sometimes it gives you that pride that you were able to accomplish things. But real talk, I don't care about it. So from maybe that doesn't answer your question, but from a professional standpoint,
Says
I'd like to
everything.
track how many people I'd be able to impact in the next 6 months. Really genuinely impact their lives and genuinely be there with them. And really, really not say impact like I made a phone call. No, like really, really, really get out of my comfort zone and do 10 times what I'm doing today and really step up in every way. And if people need me, I'm there for them. And always, always, always impacting in this interaction that we call life.
That says everything. That's a that's
I'll give you a
professional
personal
goal.
goal.
Personal goal.
Yeah, we'll go a little bit personal.
Okay.
I am on this journey of losing weight.
Okay.
And this will be crazy that I'll do this right now. But I weighed 271 pounds around August 1st. Today I weigh 252 pounds. And my goal that I get before the end of the year to about 210 pounds. So that is my personal goal. I'm very serious about it. I talk a lot about I want to impact people's lives and I want to do all this. In order for me to be able to do all this, I have to be able to be healthy. I have to be able to be able to continue this journey, to continue living this interaction, and I gotta lose weight. So I'm serious about it. I'm feeling better. I'm feeling good about it, and we're just getting started. So I'll put that out there.
I am so proud of you.
Right here.
Hey, listen, you made the commitment here. I am right behind you every step of the way. For those of you that haven't worked with me before, I work directly underneath Mike and support everything that he does.
Do not work underneath Mike.
I work alongside. I work with Mike
if
every single day.
Mike works for you. I'm being serious.
Depending on the day.
Yeah. So what will happen in 6 months is we'll either show up and not show up to a podcast because it'll show that I lose all the weight, or I'll show up to a podcast and we'll do this together. So how about let's do this? We'll do a podcast sometime in December.
Okay.
And we'll talk about this commitment that I just made live in front of everyone.
Okay.
Shake hands.
All right, we're committed. We're doing it. We're doing it, man.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Well, so listen, that is the best goal. I'm gonna hold you to it in December. But you know, the thing that, if there's anything I can say, every single one of our team members that get to work on the incredible initiatives that you do to support our partners, build our partners up, take their businesses to the next level, continue to grow these relationships in such a profound way because we're serving them. I mean, there's nothing that we wouldn't do when we follow you into the trenches and make this happen. You inspire each one of our leaders, and I feel like I'm fluffing up on camera, making everyone excited.
It's a good half an hour for me. I'm feeling great. Hey, Matt has a way of making you feel great, so I appreciate it.
Depends on the day.
Depends on the day. But this is great. This past 19 minutes been great.
Hey, we'll keep it going. We'll keep it going. But why do you think that is? You know, I think every single one of the team members that works with you can attest to it. We want nothing more than to make sure we're performing and delivering, because we also agree in serving and building up our partners. But why do you think that culture grows around you as much as it does?
Yeah. I talked about one-way ticket. I talked about, and like I'm serious about writing a book, so it's part of this whole chapter that I'm already in. But I talked about one-way ticket. I talked about this interaction that we call life. And when I think about life, okay, and I think about the interactions that we have every day, at least for me, because I'm a salesperson, I always say to myself, don't sell people, because people can feel it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's very easy, man. Look, every single person you're dealing with, whether it's your kids or your partners or your clients or your co-workers, we're all salespeople. Mm-hmm. We're all selling something in this life. So be genuine, be real, care. Your level of care should be very, very high, and really, really like when you think about leaders, that's why we go into leadership, is because we care about people and we want to deliver for people and we want to help them grow and we want to help them take their business to the next level. That's our job, right? Mm-hmm. So just care, and I promise you, if it comes out and people feel it because it's genuine and it's real, then again, like I mentioned, the numbers won't matter anymore. Because people will go through walls for you. They'll do anything for you as long as you're willing to do the same thing for them. Don't ask people, or don't ask human beings, or don't ask people that you work with, or folks that you work with every day for things that you're not willing to do.
Mm-hmm.
Do not. That's just not. You cannot inspire people by telling folks to do things, and then you're sitting in this great office behind a desk, not willing to put in the hours. If I'm asking you to put in all these hours because we are committed to our partners and do all those things, I got to be able to lead by example. That's just the way it is. So a way of inspiring people is by being genuine and lead by example. So I try to lead by example as much as I can.
Yeah.
I try to lead by example as much as possible, as humanly as possible. Because if you do it, then people will okay, well, he just did it.
Right.
Makes sense. I'll do it.
I mean, it's so true. I know that there is like anything I've needed to make sure we can do the best we can, we make it happen. And it's because, you know, and I know that if I'm willing to do it, I know you're willing to do it tenfold. And just trying to match that is always going to be the best thing that any of us can do.
I want to talk about that for a second. The matching thing, right?
Yeah.
Because look, I repeat, I'm going to use this a lot, so some folks might get it, some folks might not. But this interaction of life, right? A lot of times we find ourselves that we want to compete. Like, I want to do more than this person did. I want to, like I want to do more than you did, Matt. I'm gonna do. You did 5 things. I'm gonna do 7 things, right? And I'm gonna go after all these things, and I'm gonna show you that I can one up you in every one of those things. And I challenge people to think about this a little bit different. It's cool that you can do 7 things, but it's so incredible if you can do 1 thing and you do it really, really good. So instead of like stretching yourself so thin to do all these things because you want to, like, you feel like it's competition. 'Cause competition is great, right? Yeah. But compete when you're delivering results and real results, like really, really delivering incredible things. So I say, like, watch your competition, focus on what they do, but really don't let it be don't let it be like the North Star of what you're going for. You do your thing.
Yes.
Do it really good. Focus on it. Like really, really, really become an expert at 1 or 2 things, and that is more valuable than having 10 to-dos on your list or 10 things that you're focused on.
I love that. When we think about competition and the best at competing, I think of someone like Michael Phelps when he's swimming. He's not looking at the lane to the left or the lane to the right. He's focused on the end goal and being the best he can be. He's not worried about his competitors. He's being the best he is.
The moment he turns left or right,
it's over.
He's done.
It's done.
Right?
You have to charge forward.
Yeah, look straight. Charge forward.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it. Like, pay attention.
Mm-hmm.
But not enough attention to where you lose. Yeah. Because you're so focused on it. Pay attention, but continue charging forward. Continue doing what you're supposed to do, and continue following the plan that you have set. Right. That you want to do. Continue. Mm-hmm. Look, but not so hard to where you lose.
100%. We talk about the Beatles all the time. We talk about Queen. Queen wasn't focused on being the Beatles.
Austin Nemick talks about the Beatles.
Yeah, he does.
Austin Nemick just gave me a whole download on the Beatles and their journey and all this, and I think it's incredible. But
we talk about them.
It was
to make the perfect thing. But, I think about they weren't focused on being the better band than someone else. They were focused on being the best band they could be. Yeah. And that's what made them so great and last for so long.
Yeah, look, competition is great. And this is what drives us. We're in sales and we got to compete at a very high level. But I'll tell you, man, sometimes it's important to just focus on what you are doing, be an expert at it, and just follow your goals. Yeah. And if your goals are big enough, you'll do great things.
Agreed. I mean, building a brand, building who you are so that everyone wants to celebrate and be a part of that success. I think it's a lot of what we do here. We focus on being the best we can be and innovating what we can. But this is about Mike Fawaz. We're talking about Mike Fawaz's brand. Let's dive into a couple of things here. I want to hear a little bit about Mike Fawaz, what makes Mike Fawaz Mike Fawaz. If you had to break it out into the ingredients that make up the masterpiece that's sitting before me, what is it?
Again, look, I told you guys, Matt makes people feel incredible. This is my half an hour of just being a cloud nine, so thank you, Matt. You're a good man. I don't know, like, look, I think what got me to where I'm at today, and I'm so far away from where I really want to be, is I've learned from the mistakes that I've made, and every one of those mistakes and every one of those things that I've been through, to me, were blessings from God, and there were just things that God had a plan for me on, and I had to go through them to get to where I'm at today. So knowing that I've been through those mistakes, knowing that I've been through the ups and downs in my life as a child, and knowing that all that existed in my life, it comes down to just me putting in the work. It comes down to hard work. It comes down to dedication, and it's just I personally think that I had to go through a lot to be where I'm at today, and what I mean when I say what I'm at, not like titles or all this stuff. I'm talking about just even being on this podcast. I struggled even doing public speaking. I struggled having conversation with people. I was this person that did not want to do all of this, and now all of a sudden I'm on all these stages and I'm talking to people every single day, and we're doing these videos every day. This is like, when you think about like my life, this is way out of my comfort zone. But I genuinely believe that this was God's plan the entire way, and God has led me through all these things to where I believe that I found myself, and I found my calling on being able to hear from someone that says, Mike Fawaz made a phone call to me this morning, and that changed my mindset. Mike Fawaz called me tonight, and that helped me. That is what it's all about. And if I can inspire others to do that, that's all I want. I don't want anything else. I could care less about anything else. I want to be able to inspire others. I want to be able to show others that it's possible. If a kid from Africa on a one-way ticket can do so little, I promise you can do so much. I promise you.
So little, okay. Yeah, you're doing incredible things, man. You're leading some of the biggest initiatives in the mortgage industry. You're writing a book. I think we're going to lose 50 pounds here in the next 4 months. You got a lot that we're going through, dude. You inspire me every single day. You know, we're running out on time here. We got about a minute and a half, 2 minutes. I want to know, favorite pair of shoes, what are they?
Favorite pair of shoes.
Yeah. Favorite pair of sneakers. Big sneaker guy here.
Yeah. Look, I have a lot of, I love sneakers, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's something that I love, and I love wearing nice sneakers. That's just, I don't know, like, I do have a pair of Red Octobers in my office.
They're beautiful.
Props to, I'll just mention Richard Mendel gave me a tip to put an air tag in my sneakers so they never disappear and I'll be able to track them, so I'm gonna do that. But that's where I'm at. I like Red Octobers.
Mm-hmm.
I like a lot of Dunks, like Nike Dunks. Those are like my favorite pair of shoes right now.
Mm-hmm.
Off-Whites, I love. Those sort of things. I noticed I said this kid from Africa. I'm trying to make myself feel young. This old guy from Africa
I don't
that's been through a lot is blessed.
Yeah.
And is thankful and genuinely grateful for every single person that has touched my life since the moment I've moved to this country, and even before. And I'll always be grateful for all the incredible things that the people that I have to work with every day and talk to offer. And I'm grateful from the bottom of my heart for my partners, the people that we talk to every day, the people that we work with every day. And when I think about where we're at, just from a Rocket Pro TPO, we're just getting started, my friend. Just getting started. And we're going to build thousands of relationships. And we're going to build thousands of families together. And we're going to go on this journey together. And in 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 years from now, we'll sit back and we'll smoke a cigar, wearing a couple of nice sneakers, and we'll think about this journey together.
I'll have an old fashioned. You can keep the cigar.
Hey,
And I'll keep my red bottoms. You got your sneakers.
you know I don't drink, so you can do your thing. I'll do my cigars, and that's what we'll do.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
All right, deal. We got a lot of things on the books.
Yes.
But listen, we're out of time, my man.
I appreciate you.
I
It's
appreciate
weird,
you.
But
This is fun.
stuff.
This is
I don't
fun.
know if I like it, but we did it. So now you don't have to bother me every day.
Yeah, we got to know a little bit about Mike Fawaz. It's about time. It's about time. But Pumpwell, I think we'll have this on Spotify. Have it on your channels, right?
Yeah, we will. I'm sure the Powerful Rachel will put it on Spotify, Instagram, YouTube. We'll get this out very shortly.
Awesome. And for anyone that doesn't know you just yet, that is tuning in through my channel, where are they going to find you?
You can actually just follow me on Instagram, Mike H. Fawaz on Instagram, and I have all my information there. And I promise I'll follow you back.
You will?
Yeah.
Well, awesome. As always, guys,
Thank you.
see you soon, and we'll, I think I'm going to do this right.
You
Dial it up.
No. As always, let's dial it up. You got to do that. Let's dial it up, man.
Awesome.
Thanks, man. Appreciate you.